So let's bring Google into the picture. Does anyone know who Matt Cutts is? One person. Okay, great. Matt Cutts is one of the most influential folks on the internet, and he actually prior was not with Google, and then Google hired Matt. And Matt kind of continues being a spokesperson for Google to talk about the most recent Google changes. And so here Matt's going to talk a little bit about, is SEO going to exist in the next 5 years? So we'll just watch this real quick.
Kevin from Marseille in France asks, will SEO still exist in 5 years? 40 people like that question. 35 didn't like that question. I'm still going to answer. Yes, I think SEO will still exist in 5 years. Google tries to make it so that you don't need to be an SEO expert. But SEO, in some sense, is almost like a resume, right? In the same way that you polish your resume and you figure out how to put your best foot forward, SEO tries to figure out how to put the best foot forward for your website. So SEO is not spam. There are many, many white hat ways to do SEO. Canonicalization, something that we've been talking about a lot recently, can help make sure that all of your URLs get the backlinks that they deserve, you don't have a lot of duplicate content. And so there's plenty of great things you can do as a developer or as an SEO to make sure that your site is well represented, it makes the right impression, it's really useful for visitors. Those are all great things that you can do. So I think that, as a practice, will definitely still exist in 5 years. The hope is that the black hat, or sometimes the illegal stuff, crap hat, whatever you want to call it, the stuff that's really kind of annoying if you're a site owner, the stuff that pollutes or clogs up the web, that will not be as productive. And so my hope is more and more people keep switching to white hat, more and more people learn about SEO, but don't necessarily have to become an expert. And they can use self-service tools like the Webmaster Console or other search engines consoles to help them out on SEO. But we provide a free SEO starter guide. It's a 20-page PDF. And we wouldn't do that if we didn't think there was some value to that, if we didn't think there was some value to SEO. So SEO doesn't have to mean spam. SEO doesn't have to mean black hat. SEO can help you put your best face on your website, just like you polish your resume. So I think it will be around in 5 years, and I don't think that that's bad.
So Matt actually also jointly with Google has a patent for anti-spam and really overall improving the search engine quality of the results when you're looking for something. So you can thank Matt for some of that. He actually has a nickname of Porn Cookie Guy, because when he started out, he'd give his wife's homemade cookies to Googlers that could provide evidence of having pornography show up in the results when they weren't searching for anything related to pornography. So he got the nickname Porn Cookie Guy. All right, so the future. Top changes of 2010. You guys noticed a lot of changes that have already happened. The first one, localization. We talked about that. Google Places now affects your authority and your rankings overall. Secondly, prioritizing Google Places. Google Places listing affects your search rankings. I'm sorry, the first one is localization results. And that means that now the search engines are also rewarding more locally. So that's good news for business. Okay? Even if your geo-target is national, international, based on your authority of where your company is positioned, your Google Places, that can additionally help you with local results. Rewarding for authority. That is more encompassing. Not just Google Places, but there are some other factors. All maps can affect and increase your authority, but Google Places is the main one. Fourth one, caffeine, instant preview. That's more user experience, and that's another way Google has the edge over other search engines. Still, by a landslide. And that was, you may have noticed now, again, conversion comes into play. Have you guys noticed that when sometimes a magnifying glass will be next to your search results, and if you hover over it or you click on it, it will actually show you an instant preview of the home page? Have you guys noticed that now they've added that to mobile search? It's actually doing that on your mobile phones now. So again, it's that much more important to think about conversion as well, because you don't want them to hit that back button. You can be first place on the first page. If you don't have a great home page, they're going to hit that back button and go to number 2. Being in Yahoo Merge, of course. So looking ahead, if you focus on just today, what it takes, then you'll already be left behind in 6 months to a year. So, increasingly becoming important, localization and reviews. Without a fact, that will only continue to become more important. It may be 20 to 25% of the pie in about a year, okay? So if you can try to, what control do you have over that, and what can you do? Try to incentivize not just clients, but think about this from a different perspective. Your partners, how many folks do you work with day in and day out that love working with you? Incentivize. I will give you guys a good review. In turn, give us a good review back. We love working with you. And that right there is a Google review. Mobile optimization, optimizing for mobile. Become an authority. Monitor your reputation. We can do reputation monitoring as well, just to make sure that there is not duplicate information for you out there, and there's nothing that's hurting your rankings. More content, more content, more content. You hear this a lot. This is significantly, so, if you're taking notes, content will continue becoming increasingly more important. And actually, I'd like to have some guesses. What percentage of your overall search strength do you think content plays for your whole website? Any guesses? 40%, 50%? Love it. It's around, actually, it looks like right now it's hovering around 40%. So does your SEO campaign include content authoring? So we have something we like to call content stagnation. Think about this. When was the last time you updated the content on your site? If your content doesn't get updated, kind of refreshed, it doesn't mean, reinventing the wheel, rewriting every single thing on your site. It just means kind of refreshing it. If you don't do that once every 4 or 5 months, once every 4 or 5 months, once every 4 or 5 months, then you'll notice your rankings slip, no matter how much back-end development there is. We can produce an infinite amount of backlinks, okay? And Google looks at your site and goes, man, you guys have a huge backbone. You've got all these backlinks. But then it checks the front end, your content. And it says, well, their front end needs to match the back end. It needs to evolve just as much. And these guys haven't really kept their content up to date, and it's not quality content. So in our campaigns, we actually, we figured out about 3 years ago, it wasn't very realistic to rely on getting content back. It was next to impossible. So we actually include content authoring in our campaigns. Based on sort of what level or campaign level we do, we include a certain number of pages of content authoring we do. Most importantly for the homepage, of course. So lastly, more social inclusion. It's shown from an SEO perspective that having links from social networks is rewarding well. Because the nature of the internet, those sites, the social sites are dynamic. And so Google is giving those social sites a little bit more credit. That's going to continue to increase.